Hey, what's up YouTube? We are here on the beautiful St. Lawrence River in July and we are on vacation. But I thought, what better chance for us to make a video about flying your drone around water and especially on a boat. So we're going to share with you some tips on how not to put your drone in the water and how to fly safely and get some really cool shots while you're driving a boat. So stay tuned. So from my experience, there are 5 main things you should do to make sure you have a successful flight in a boat. One of those things that's not in my list is actually get your life jackets. So personal flotation devices are a must, especially in a small boat like this. But those 5 things that have to do with your drone are the following. Number 1, make sure your batteries are 100% charged. You don't want a battery that is 75, 80% charged when you're out over the water. And if you're going to fly with a fully charged battery, normally I fly my batteries down to about 30 or 25% before I land them. In the case on a boat, I'm going to bring it in at 40%. So I set my alarm on my app to go off at 40% to make sure that I don't get too stressed out. I mean, that's honestly what it's all about, is when the drone's at 40%, I've got plenty of time to bring it in and land it and figure everything out. But if I let it get down to 25, 20%, 15%, then I'm starting to get stressed and everything goes awry. So bring it in at 40% and make sure you start at 100. Next thing to make sure you do is set your dynamic home point on your app. And what that means, and this is very important, is that if you use a normal home point, the drone's going to come back and land, if it has to, using return to home, it's going to come back and land wherever you took off from. Well, if you're on a boat, that's probably not where you are at that moment, because the boat drifts, you're driving. So if you take off from point A and you drive to point B, and then the drone's going to do an automatic return to home, it's going to try to return to home back at point A, which may be way far away from where you are. So make sure you set dynamic home points, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Number 3 thing that I totally recommend when you're flying on a boat is plan your landing. So this is not a big boat and there's not a lot of space. So my landing actually is going to be on my hand. I'm going to actually bring the drone in and I'm going to land it right here in my hand. I've done it many times. If you have a Phantom, it's even easier because you can grab the landing gear. I'm pretty good at it on the Mavic Pro, but that's my landing plan. I've got a big open space here that I'll be able to do that in without hitting anybody. We'll stop the boat. We'll be very careful about it. So plan your landing. If you're on a bigger boat and there's a big surface you can land on, great, land on that. If you're near shore and you can land it on the shore and go get it, do that. But make sure you have a place to land it, because what you don't want to do is take off and then go, oh no, I forgot to figure out where I'm going to land this thing. All right, number 4 thing is maintain visual contact with your drone when you're on a boat. I did make the mistake one time of flying in a fjord in the fog and lost visual contact with the drone. Well, guess what? The drone drifted, I drifted, and I couldn't see it, and I got a little freaked out. Fortunately, I had reprogrammed my return to home to be dynamic, so I was able to actually bring it home that way. But had I not done that, I may very well have lost the drone. So especially if you're in a fjord. If you happen to be in a fjord, maintain visual contact. But I recommend that just about anywhere. And then my final piece of advice, although I'm not following it today, I have done it many times, I just don't happen to have them here with me, is to fly with the goggles. If you have access to goggles, you're going to have a much better flight experience. You're going to be able to see the drone much better in the goggles than you are using just the app on the phone, especially in bright sunlight. It really makes a big difference. In the case of using goggles, then you'll need a visual observer to maintain visual contact with the drone. So if you're using the goggles, have someone else on the boat watch the drone for you. If you're not using the goggles, you can do it yourself, or you can have someone else help you out. Either way, it's a great thing to do. All right, so I want to do a quick insert because I realized as I was editing this video, I did not explain dynamic home point very well. And so I want to clarify because it's a really important thing to understand. Dynamic home point is actually something that only works in active track mode. What it does is it actually updates the home point of the drone as it's following whatever it's following, the car, the skateboard, in this case the boat. And it does that on an ongoing basis every certain number of feet or meters. And so that's important because if you start at one end of the lake or the river and you're active tracking your boat to the other end of the lake or river, you don't want your home point to be at the place where you started, way far away. So dynamic home point in active track is going to actually update the home point of the drone as it follows you, no matter what distance it is from the boat. Now keep in mind, it's actually updating the home point to wherever the drone is. So if the drone's 100 feet or 100 meters behind the boat, that's where the new home point's going to be as it goes along, as it updates it. It's not going to be on the boat. So that's great for keeping the drone in sort of visual line of sight and not getting too far away as you're driving and tracking the boat using Active Track. The other option are the 2 buttons in the app that allow you to manually update the home point. Now, one of them updates the home point for where the drone is, much like Active Track does. So if the drone has flown a long distance from where it started and you're near the drone, you could use that and it would update the home point to wherever the drone is. The better one, in my opinion, is it actually resets the home point to where you are. And so it's the button on the right with the icon of the person, and it updates the home point to be wherever you are with the remote. So if you start on one end of the lake, you're flying, you're following the boat, you're using both Active Track and manual, and you end up losing the drone, or you end up needing to bring it home, or just want to be safe, you can go into the app, reset the home point using that button, and wherever you happen to be standing or sitting with the remote control, it hones in on the remote control and resets the home point there. Very, very useful feature, because basically it tells the drone that you are home, the home point, you, the person with the remote control, are the home point, and allows the drone to come home and land wherever you are. So if you're flying in fog, if you lose line of sight, if you're in a situation where you need to move the home point, you can go to wherever you want the drone to land and make that the new home point. And it's a very good thing to do on a boat. Just keep in mind, if for some reason you lose visual line of sight and you need to bring the drone back to you, reset the home point and then hit return to home, and it should work great. Now back to the video. So I'm going to show you real quick. This battery, I'm not going to fly with it because I actually was using this battery to do a firmware upgrade, and it took more than 10-15% of the battery, so it's only showing 3 dots. So I'm actually not going to fly with this, even though I probably would if I was flying over land. I'm going to switch it out for a full battery, which this one's at 100%. So here we are. We're going to go ahead and take off.
Wanna shake the ground, wanna break away, let loose. I'm tired of waiting, gotta make that move. All the neon signs, now they shout to me and you to write our story. Wanna shape the new. Do you wanna come along with me? Come along with me. Do you wanna? Got a restless mind, and now I won't let go. So let us be crazy before we get cold. You can take us out, your doubts won't hold us down, 'cause we're gonna light up the sky where we go. Oh, do you wanna come along with me? Come along with me. Do you wanna?
All right, so we swapped out the little boat for this slightly bigger boat. I think this is a 15-foot boat, but this one has a cover, and it was really hard for me to see the screen in that little boat in direct sunlight. So here I am on the bigger boat. As far as takeoff goes, I'm going to take off from the actual canopy here because it's a nice flat surface without much in the way, and then I'll either land on the canopy or hand catch it. So let's take off and do a little flying around on the bigger boat.
I'm gonna let my hair down, I'm gonna take control. We're gonna make a big sound, we're gonna break the mold. Baby, ain't got nothing, gotta do something. Gonna keep on running, grab the fun and live it life. And we ain't got nothing, gotta do something, get it right. Gonna keep on running, grab the fun and live it life. And tomorrow's far away, should I let the party fade? And we ain't got nothing, gotta do something, let it snow tonight.
Okay, so there you go. There's 5 tips to successfully fly a drone from a boat. Remember, have your battery fully charged on both your drone and on the remote, and don't fly it below 40%. When it gets to 40%, bring it in and land it. Number 2 is have a plan to land and also have a plan to take off, although taking off is easier, but make sure you know where you're gonna land, a nice level surface or hand catch if you have to, which is much easier on a Phantom, but it can be done with a Mavic. Number 3, change the settings in your DJI Go app, assuming you're flying a DJI drone, to dynamic home point so that your home point will follow you in the boat. Number 4 is to have your visual observer, someone looking out for the drone or just keeping visual line of sight on the drone yourself. I've found that if I'm in the back of the boat and I'm following the boat, I can pretty easily watch the drone as I fly along. And then finally, number 5, and I wish I had had them today, is fly with the goggles if you can, because it's so much easier to see what's going on the screen. And if you do fly with the goggles, make sure you have a visual observer with you. So that's it. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to know more about drones, RC cars, and boats, please subscribe to Ready Set Drone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Grab the fun and live it
Hit it.
life.